PlayStation are having a birthday party and we are all invited. Hello everybody, my name is Cyber Polar Bear and today I'm going to be doing an update on everything PlayStation. Now the PlayStation experience is happening tomorrow, December 6th till December 7th, and it's basically a massive thing celebrating 20 years of PS everything. It's PlayStation, 20 years of PlayStation. Happy PlayStation birthday everybody. So I'm here to talk to you about some of the things I've picked up on and some of the things I think are actually going to happen at this event. Obviously I think there's going to be a couple of new releases, some new news and updates, maybe some more announcements. It's going to be hopefully a great time. So the first thing I want to cover is the fact that there are these PS1s and not PS1s. No, hang on. No, there are these PS4s and they're decorated to look like a PS1 and it is awesome. Like, I am absolutely amazed with this stuff. I've been a PlayStation fan for ages. Yeah, PS1 wasn't a console I'm mega familiar with, but yeah, they've made these PS4s and they're decorated with like the old PlayStation logo and stuff. And it just brought back memories of the old days, and when I used to play PS2 it kind of like hinted at that a bit. Kind of touched my soft spot. There's also a theme that is free to download on the PlayStation Store right now, celebrating the PlayStation 20th anniversary. If you want to get that, it's really good. It looks awesome. You got all the you got like the square and triangle floating across the screen. It is a great celebration of PlayStation's life being one of the main console suppliers of this generation. Now, talking on to the more topic of games and everything like that, there are a few games that I've got kind of written down with me now. So the first thing that's going to be happening at these events are these things called retrospectives. I'm going to assume what these are is looking back on the history of. There are two of these going to happen, Little Big Planet and God of War. I almost said Gears of War there. But yeah, Little Big Planet and I almost said it again. Wow. Little Big Planet and God of War are both going to be having retrospectives. Now what I think these are is just a look back at the general history of the franchises. Little Big Planet and God of War have always been quite big franchises and stable franchises within PlayStation's life. There are quite a lot of iterations between each one of them. Little Big Planet 3 just releasing and God of War Ascension releasing just last year. So I'm going to imagine they're going to be showing some stuff from that. Just maybe hinting. Maybe at the Little Big Planet one they're going to show maybe some new DLC packs for Little Big Planet 3. I'm not sure, maybe new creator packs or something. And maybe at the God of War one, I'm going to go out on a whim here and say there could possibly be the announcement of a God of War game. But then again, I feel like after the failure, it wasn't a failure, but after the lackluster return of God of War Ascension, I feel like that might not happen. You know, I feel like maybe Sony is going to tone themselves down on God of War, let Santa Monica do their thing, and hopefully bring back the God of War goodness we all remember from God of War 3. So that's the retrospectives out of the way. The next thing I want to touch on are some of the games that are going to hopefully be there. EA are going to be there, and I'm going to assume they're going to be talking about Battlefield Hardline, maybe showing off some new gameplay from the campaign, which to me looks like quite an interesting campaign compared to the other of the Battlefield campaigns. The Battlefield Hardline campaign looks to be taking it a new direction, so I'm going to assume that's what EA are doing, as the beta was only on the PS4 if I remember correctly, and the PC, but it was mainly focused on PS4. So that's what I think they'll be showing. From Software, they're going to be there. They're going to be showing off Bloodborne, their new Dark Souls thingy. Not Dark Souls. I'm going to get like hate for saying it's Dark Souls. It looks good. It looks good. Not one that's proper. Get him. I think here's a cool one. A Night Under No Man's Sky. Now what this is it's going to be showing quite a lot of gameplay from No Man's Sky, which is going to be really good. I've been really anticipating No Man's Sky. Like, you don't even know the hype for No Man's Sky. It looks like it's going to be a really good game. I'm hoping. I've got my fingers crossed it's a good game. Yeah, No Man's Sky is... It looks amazing, so hopefully they're going to show us tons of new features for the game, maybe some of the combat mechanics, some of the ship mechanics, some of the infinite worlds you can explore. It's going to be really good, showing us some more of the general vistas, and also I think they'll probably release a trailer to go along with that. I can imagine that happening quite obviously. Capcom are going to be there, and I'm going to assume they're going to be showcasing Resident Evil. I don't know if they'll be doing Revelations 2, but I do know that there's a high chance they'll be doing the first Resident Evil, and it would make sense considering that the first Resident Evil, you know, was like an old game on PlayStation. So I could imagine them showing off Resident Evil in its new HD glory for the PS4, which looks to be pretty good. You know, it's Resident Evil. I've never been the biggest Resident Evil fan, to be honest, but that's what I'm going to assume Capcom are there for. Another thing they're going to be showcasing there is a new gameplay demo for the Order 1886. This one is the kind of game that hasn't impressed me as much as the other titles. For example, when I first saw it, I thought it looked like a really clever idea. You know, the story looked great. Everything about it, like the kind of vista that they created, it really wanted me to go in and explore that world. However, after seeing the gameplay, it looks like quite a clunky third-person shooter. But I'm hoping that this new demo can impress, because it's the kind of game I want to do well, but at the moment I can see it doing pants. So I'm hoping. I get really annoyed because most of the games this year have come out as flops, and I'm hoping 2015 can really redeem itself as the big year for PlayStation and Xbox. So that's like my main thing. I would really like to see that happen, just because, you know, I'm getting to a point where I'm just fed up of all these games flopping, and I think the Order 1886 would probably kill me. So the next thing I think we want to talk about is Nathan Drake. There's going to be a section talking about Uncharted 4, which is pretty good, to be honest. I'm anticipating that highly, really highly. I'm a massive Uncharted fan. I have been. It's like one of the first PlayStation games I've really got my teeth into and really started, like, you know, proper getting into. I've completed 1, 2, 3, yeah, and I've completed Golden Abyss on the PS Vita. I've played everything. I love the lore of Uncharted. I love everything about it. It's got a really good feel, and it's really good to see Nathan Drake back in his hot seat as the greatest guy of all time. So that's going to be good. I'm hoping that they reveal gameplay. Gameplay is what I'd like. Gameplay is definitely what I'd like to see, and maybe a new trailer. Just show off some. I just want to see what this game looks like. I mean, I know that they were saying that it was like inbuilt engine on the demo they showed at E3, but you know, I want to see Nathan Drake walking across the roof of a train. I want to see him doing the stuff that no other person would do, and I think that would really make my day at this event. If they could do that, that would mean an absolute ton to me. Please do that. That would be intense. So the next thing I want to touch on is the Naughty Dog 30th anniversary. Now this is going to lead to quite a lot of big stuff, but I'll talk about the basic one that you're going to be expecting. The Naughty Dog 30th anniversary is going to be a kind of section focusing on Naughty Dog probably being PlayStation's biggest developer, along with Guerrilla. I'd say that it's a very high chance that they're going to be showing the Uncharted 4 trailer there. I think that's going to happen, definitely. I'm going to appreciate everything Naughty Dog have done, and they're going to show off all their new stuff. They're also probably going to show off some of the old stuff, and maybe like a timeline or something like that along that basis. But I can't really see it. You know, it's a bit weird. Uncharted 4, I don't know where it's going to pop up. I've got a high feeling it will be at the 30th anniversary section. But, you know, we can't be sure, and that's where my hopes are lying at the moment. I'm hoping it's going to be there, but again, we do not know. Now, I'm going to go on a whim and say Crash Bandicoot. Crash Bandicoot is by far the biggest PlayStation icon ever. He's not my personal favourite. My personal favourite is Jak and Daxter. They're my PlayStation icons, or Nathan Drake. But Crash Bandicoot, this is what I want to touch on. This is Naughty Dog. This is the people that made possibly the greatest well-known PlayStation icon that ever made. So I can imagine there being, well, I don't know if a new Crash game. I mean, that's what everyone would want. Everyone would want a new Crash game, or Crash starring in a new adventure. Just something with Crash, like they, well, yeah, like they did with, no, not like they did with, I was going to say like they did with Spyro and Skylanders. That'd be horrible. That'd be terrible. I wouldn't want that to happen. But yeah, definitely, I think they're going to do something with Crash. Maybe not a new game, or maybe not him starring in a new game, but maybe something along the lines of maybe re-releasing his old stuff. I mean, that does sound like the boring option to all this, but by re-releasing his old stuff, it's going to please fans, and it would be sincerely great, to be honest. Just to get back into Crash, to maybe show off what the PlayStation can do in these next-gen graphics. It would probably be one of the most downloaded titles ever, just from that. But I think what Naughty Dog really need to do, or what any developer that is going to take on the Crash lines need to do, they need to make a new title for Crash. It would be amazing. I think everyone would be really happy it's happening. I've also heard some rumors that Fallout 4 will be making an appearance at the PlayStation Experience. No, I don't think it will. In all honesty, there's a really low chance of this happening, just because one, Fallout is a mainly Xbox title in itself. It's got all the, I think all the DLC from Skyrim and Fallout came out on Xbox first, if I remember rightly. So I can't be expecting this to be celebrated at a PlayStation birthday party, you know. But I mean, it would be good. I mean, Fallout, I personally don't like the series at all. I've never been able to get into it. I appreciate it for all it's done, but I don't think it's gonna celebrate the life of PlayStation and the life that PlayStation's done for all those Sony fans out there. So, in all fairness, I really can't see Fallout 4 getting announced at PlayStation Experience. It's a bummer. I mean, I know it would create a lot of happiness with a lot of people, but I just don't think it's gonna happen, unfortunately, for all you guys. Another thing I want to touch on is the fact that Batman is going to be making an appearance, I think, showing off maybe some more of the Caped Crusader, just because I would like to see some more of the Caped Crusader, because at the moment it looks like a reskinned Arkham Origins, and we all know where that game went. So I would like to see some more Batman Arkham Knight. Hopefully maybe show off some more of the open world features of the game, get a proper like 20-minute demo in there, just so I can continue to watch it on repeat on IGN. I think that'd be amazing, in all fairness. Not the biggest Batman person, not the biggest Arkham person, but, you know, I still think it would be a really, really good idea for them to do that. It would be like the icing on the cake of a great show. But what I'm going to talk about next is what I want from this. Like, I've talked about what there will be, or what there's a really high chance of there being, or what there isn't going to be. But what do I personally want from this experience? Well, I have one easy answer. Actually, I have two. The first one of my answers is Silent Hills. Now, if you haven't played the PT demo on the PS4, if you've got a PS4, go to that demo section now and go download Silent Hills. I will not tell you again, it is worth your time. It's one of the scariest games of all time, and it's a demo. I think the way that they've advertised Silent Hills is quite possibly the greatest piece of marketing I've ever seen. Get people scared shitless on a demo that they don't even know, and then announce it's Silent Hills, and then tell them that there's a game coming. Also hint on the fact that it's Shinji Mikami and Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo del Toro being one of the greatest developers of horror ever, and Shinji Mikami being behind the Metal Gear franchise. So it's going to be made by a great guy, and it's also going to be helped and assisted by possibly one of the masters of horror. It's going to be absolutely incredible, and that's my one of my main hopes. The second main hope is Horizon. Now, if you don't know what Horizon is, it's basically a third-person open-world game that got announced from Guerrilla Games, the creators from Killzone. I know Killzone Shadow 4 was a flop, but Killzone 2 and 3 were like the best, and so was Killzone Mercenary on the PS Vita. It would be great to see Horizon there. It's a third-person open-world game. There are metal dinosaurs. You know, I don't know if it's like a kind of like loot kind of game, but I do know it's an adventure game. It's going to be sick. It's the sort of game I can imagine being there, in all fairness, just as a celebration of it. Get one of the lead developers at Sony, you know, to just to come over and bring us a new game, get everyone excited. It's the sort of place I could see it being released. If not, I can see it happening next E3. But that is my main wish list. Horizon is probably my most anticipated game, and there isn't even a trailer yet. So that's what I'd like to see out of PlayStation Experience. Leave in the comments what you'd like to see. Also leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. I don't do this often. I just really want to talk about this. It's been on my mind all day. So guys, thank you for watching. I've been Polar Bear. Have a lovely evening, morning, afternoon. Prayer around the world. Have a great time, guys. Polar Bear is out, and I'll see you all later.